Hi, I'm Elijah, and you ever have one of those days where you wish you could go back? So today we're gonna Star Wars it. And if you watch my videos, you know that my favorite video game character of all time is Sonic the Hedgehog. It was even the video game series that changed my video formats. As I look back on that video, it feels like I could have done better. Even back then, I thought I could have done better editing, performing, and gameplay. So today, I decided to re-review Sonic the Hedgehog 1. Elijah's running out of ideas! Now before we begin, I will not be deleting my first video as it really just shows how far I gotten and, well, here we are today. Okay, great. Let's get on to the video. Sonic the Hedgehog. How do I tell my appreciation for him? By not playing any of his games. I made it clear before that I haven't played much Sonic games before. I only got to play Sonic Colors in preschool and enjoyed Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric in elementary school. And don't worry, I'm already punishing myself. The only thing I left out was my first introduction to Sonic was the anime Sonic X. You heard that right, my anime phase started before I knew my last name. But middle school was where I got into gaming, along with some things that are poggers. However, recently I am now able to play Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, along with the miscellaneous games in the middle like Sonic Jam, Sonic 3D Blast, and Sonic R. Yes, I would like the crucifixion treatment, please. I did play Sonic Mania, and yep, that is a good game. And then Sega made Sonic Forces. They sure did! To be fair, it wasn't that bad. It feels a little too short for my liking, while also being half-baked. I did pre-order Sonic Frontiers and got it before launch day, and oh me, oh my, what a beauty this game is. I have been deep with Sonic as of now supporting him with merchandise, comics, TV shows, and movies, which are not perfect, but are a blast to indulge in. With that, you ever wanted to see the world slow? That was before Sonic! See, back in the 80s, Sega wasn't lighting the world on fire with their consoles and Master System and their then mascot, Alex Kidd. With Nintendo reigning the 80s with the NES and their reign coming to an end, Sega was determined to win the race with the Sega Genesis released in 1988. Their next plan was simple. In order to come out on top, they had to make a new mascot to rival both Nintendo and Mario. A couple of concepts were scrapped, which were a few animals and a Teddy Roosevelt guy with a mustache and pajamas, which would later become the series' antagonist. They then decided on, yeah, that one, that's what the people want. They used the Hedgehog character design from Naoto Oshima with the concept of rolling into a ball to gain speed and attack enemies from programmer Yuji Naka, while mixing in shoes based on Michael Jackson and Santa Claus, plus a can-do attitude like Bill Clinton, and the color blue like the Sega logo. Sega then created Mr. Needlemouse. Until they realized that they actually wanted to sell this, so they called him Sonic, which made sense. I mean, look, he's Sonic. A couple of scrapped ideas were that Sonic was going to be in a rock band and have a human girlfriend. All of these concepts, one way or another, make their way into future Sonic projects. The game was released on June 23rd, 1991, and it was doing so well. But then Sega's next move was to make everybody who wanted a Genesis have Sonic, which everybody would receive console bundles with Sonic 1 and a price drop. And with that, the world was introduced to Sonic. You ever realize that after Sonic released, the world's gone to shit? Sonic was doing well before the initial bundle and price drop. After that, yeah, it was considered law. You had a Sega Genesis, you had Sonic. It was the correct nature of things. If I said it before, I played the mobile phone version of the game, but never got past it. Now that we all got caught up, let's play the game. And no, we aren't playing the phone version by Christian Whitehead where they could have done Sonic Origins Sega Y. And no, we're not playing any of the handheld ones like the 3DS and especially not the GBA. And no, do not bring up Sonic Origins until the physical copy comes out. We'll be playing the one on my Genesis Mini with the original 3-button glory. The story of Sonic the Hedgehog is as simple as followed. You play as Sonic the Hedgehog as he runs and jumps through 3 levels or acts in 6 worlds or zones to free your woodland friends that have been turned into badniks from the evil Dr. Robotnik / Eggman / localization sucks. You move with the directional pad. You can jump with either the A, B, or C buttons. So pick one, I don't care. The thing that makes Sonic different from other platformers is that when you move, he immediately runs, which is what he's trying to do here. In most platformers, you have a button to hold to run. With Sonic, he just runs in the 90s. You see what I did there? You can only damage enemies in ball form, which add to the addictive nature when running, but can be sluggish in some slow sections. There aren't really any power-ups in the game. Opening up one of these computers gets you some extra rings, a shield for an extra hit point, and invincibility sparkles that last for a limited amount of time, or if you fall down a pit. Speaking of rings, rings serve as your health bar. Get hit with rings, you lose them. Get hit without them, you get depressed for the rest of the day. Carrying 100 rings will get you an extra life. Springs and loot-to-loots in every level to gain speed is a great reward for platforming. But some zones don't do much with Sonic's speed and can feel boring at times. The game starts with Green Hill Zone, the most recognizable level in video game history, probably due to the recent games rehashing it for money. It is a perfect beginner's level to get the hang of the controls, enough speed and platforming to make it a fun experience. However, holding right and going fast won't get you a win. You have to do some platforming while being aware of your surroundings. The colors here are very vibrant and pops, which have details on the side which makes the level more enjoyable than the rest of the game. Marble Zone is a textbook case of f*** this. It's just so slow and you have to wait for this platform too, the spiked chandeliers to fall down, and the lava. I see no one liking this zone. Spring Yard Zone is next, and it's a nice reward for Marble Zone. Enough slopes to roll down on, and a ton of springs, maybe too much. Labyrinth Zone is next, and let's welcome back my negativity and anxiety from Marble Zone. This level is known as an infamous water level, and a bad one. It would be better if you could swim like in most games, but here it's just a slow version of the game, which is very tedious. Starlight Zone is next, and it's nice rehab for Labyrinth Zone, but it's not that easy. And finally is Scrap Brain Zone. It's just so difficult. I wonder what Sonic Team was thinking of coming up with until Act 3. Why? Luckily, there is a skip for the whole level. Final Zone. The boss battles happen after you finish Act 3 in a zone, which are long and tedious. Most boss battles aren't that difficult, and all you gotta do is propel your body onto Eggman and you're golden. With Acts 1 and 2 in each zone, if you hold 50 or more rings to the end of each level, you have a chance to jump into a giant ring to do a special stage and nab a Chaos Emerald. In Sonic 2, if you collect all 7, you turn into Super Sonic. Here, there are only 6, and collecting them gets you the good ending. With the special stages that are hard and annoying, and if you're anything like me, you would do the unholy method and cheat. And I still can't fall asleep safe at night. With Sonic 1, you're playing a trial and error game similar to most 8-bit games on the NES, meaning there are no saves and no passwords, so you're expected to beat it in one go. You could use a level select code on the title screen, but remember, cheating's bad. You can get through the game in roughly 2 hours on your first playthrough, but in actuality, the game is actually kinda short. Keep in mind, the Genesis at the time was competing with the NES and its 8-bit style of games. With unfair platforming segments and special stages, limited movesets, and expectations to finish the game in one go, I still like it. It's not that bad, but it's not that good. The visuals in the game are beyond the standard for platformers in the 90s, but still alright nowadays along with the soundtrack. Speaking of which, the soundtrack has the most memorable tunes in all of video game history. Sure, the game does some stupid things here and there to put anybody in a bad mood, but it's still enjoyable. Even with Sonic 1, the best stage has to be Green Hill Zone. And yes, I know that everybody's getting sick of it at this point, but it's here for a reason. It is the perfect Sonic level. Enough places to build speed, not too difficult platforming, and a bunch of color and detail. Sonic wouldn't be where he is today without this level. As to whether it's good or not, I'm split down the middle. With Sonic 2, it's a much better game and it builds upon what Sonic 1 started. So the best way to describe this game is it's a good platformer, but it's not a good first Sonic game. Sonic the Hedgehog 1 has its flaws, but the game series gets better with each installment afterwards. I mean, just ask the fandom. That was a rhetorical statement. I probably shouldn't have told you to go look at the fandom because afterwards you're gonna have to bleach your eyes. Believe me, I did that multiple times.